So apparently, Greg Abbott is a little piss baby. It's everywhere all over Reddit, and it's spreading. What does this mean? Well, on political humor on Reddit, a moderator posted, "We're messing with Texas. Until further notice, all comments posted to the subreddit must contain the phrase, 'Greg Abbott is a little piss baby.' There is a reason we're doing this. The state of Texas has just passed HB 20, which is a ridiculous attempt to control social media. This week, the appeals court reinstated the law after a different court declared it unconstitutional." So, in case you're not aware, they tried to pass this law in Texas that attempts to control social media sites. Another judge declared it unconstitutional. So, another court said they couldn't do that. Vox is a pretty easy to understand write-up, but the crux of the matter is the law attempts to force social media companies to host content they do not want to host. The law requires moderators to never censor any specific point of view, and the language is so vague that if you have users saying cannibalization is wrong, you must allow discussion about human cannibalization. Obviously, there are all sorts of real-world problems with it, the obvious ones being forced to host white nationalist ideology or insurrectionist ideation. At the risk of editorializing, that might be a feature, not a bug for them. Anyway, Reddit falls into a weird category with this law. The actual employees of the company Reddit do, maybe, 1% of the moderation on this site. The rest is handled by volunteer mods who Reddit has made quite clear over the years are not agents of Reddit. Mainly so they don't lose millions of dollars every time a mod approves something vaguely related to Disney or violates their copyright. It's unclear whether we count as users or moderators in relation to this law, and none of us live in Texas anyway. They can come after all $43 in my bank account if they really want to, but Virginia has no obligation to extradite or anything. We realized what a ripe situation this is, so we're going to flagrantly break this law, partially to raise awareness of the bullshit of it all, but mainly because we find it funny. Also, we like this Constitution thing. It seems to have some good ideas. To be clear, the mod team is of sound mind and body, and we are explicitly censoring the viewpoint that Greg Abbott is not a little piss baby. Anyone denying the fact that Abbott is a little piss baby will be banned from the subreddit. Greg Abbott is a little piss baby. How long will this last? Until Greg Abbott stops being a little piss baby. Because Greg Abbott is a little piss baby. I like this idea. And I don't fucking get it, how they're going to enact something like this. Clearly, that's what it's really about. It's because, social media companies are privately owned companies. They are privately owned businesses. They can make whatever rules they want. They can do whatever the hell they want. And, their goal is to make the most money they can make. They have to appeal to as many people as they can appeal to. And this obviously involves cutting out really unpopular political ideations, arguments, things that don't jive with the majority. Shit like white supremacy, racism, Proud Boy shit, neo-Nazi shit. They don't like it. So this law is an attempt to force private businesses to allow white supremacists and hate speechers to say whatever they want. Um, and like this mod says, so eloquently, how exactly do you expect to do this? Unless the servers are located in the state of Texas, unless moderators are located in the state of Texas, unless these businesses are out of the state of Texas, it's not for you to say anything. It's none of your business. You can't do shit. And that's why Greg Abbott is now a little piss baby. And we can go back to political humor. And we can check it out. And everything on political humor will include Greg Abbott is a little piss baby, which I think is too nice of a phrase, if you ask me. Greg Abbott is a little piss baby. Did you hear the news? Greg Abbott's a little piss baby. Greg Abbott's a little piss baby. Greg Abbott is a little piss baby. There he is, pissing his little diaper. Greg Abbott is a little piss baby is the #1 search result on my Google. They don't know Greg Abbott is a little piss baby. Why are all these people calling me a little piss baby? Because that's what you are, a little piss baby, piece of shit fascist, Governor Abbott. Now do the world a favor and go flush yourself. I'm going to say it. Greg Abbott is a little piss baby. As Texas governor signs a law prohibiting companies from curbing misinformation. Try disinformation. Wets pants with baby dick. Greg Abbott, little piss baby he is. Honk if you're a little piss baby. Oh my God. Huge piss baby. Love the Donald. Oh God, it is everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Hitler, Trump, and Alex Jones. What is name the Holy Trinity for ignorant cucks? Well, this guy could be part of it, but then it wouldn't be a trinity. Kids, this is a tabloid from 1993. Back then, all obvious fake news was called a tabloid, and anyone who believed them were called idiots. I was a kid back then. I wished I could buy those little impulse buy, checkout lane magazines and papers because they were just so much fun to read. But it's true. People knew they were fake. People knew they were bullshit. They read them for the lulz. And now it's like, it's everywhere. What if Greg Abbott really is a little piss baby? It is everywhere. Political humor is full of this shit. That's it. Now we're not going to have any political humor content. We're never going to have it again. Okay? That's all we're going to have is piss baby memes. Oh my God. Not that I, am not with them on this, but political humor is one of my favorite subs. Find a girl who knows Abbott is a little piss baby. I know we just met, but Abbott is a little piss baby. When she said Abbott's a little piss baby, I just knew she'd never lie to me. Abbott hopes these are Texas women voters. They're not. I'm a little piss baby. Oh my God. Ew. Pro-life disinformation sites be like, are you still pro-choice? And the winner of the National Spelling Bee is, the word is Republican. Hypocrite, Republican. I entered Greg Abbott is a little piss baby into crayon. This was the result. Oh my God. This is now part of my birth control routine. Voting. Now that's a good one. 4,600 and counting. 4,600 results. Yeah, that's the other thing. One is not the same as the other. Took a knee, took millions from welfare fund. Forgot the guy's name. Yeah, Brett Favre. Favre. So, in case you don't know, NFL player Brett Favre is involved in a major welfare fund scandal. He took millions of dollars from the state for speeches he never gave, while people in the state are literally starving and fighting against dirty water and all that other shit. Text messages from 2017 appear to show Brett Favre, I want to say Favre, but it's Favre, was helped in receiving funding from former Mississippi Governor Phil Bryant as part of a bigger welfare fund scheme in what's being called the largest public fraud case in the state's history. The issue with Favre centers on the Hall of Fame quarterback's attempts to raise money for the construction of a new volleyball stadium at the University of Southern Mississippi, Favre's alma mater and the school where his daughter plays the sport. Yeah. Okay, forget the speeches, because I heard it was for a bunch of speeches he never gave. Maybe they're related, but apparently he wants to build a new stadium at this school that he used to go to that his daughter now attends. Favre sought Bryant's help in raising money, and Bryant reportedly turned to nonprofit founder Nancy New for assistance. Text messages obtained by Anna Wolf of Mississippi Today are entered Monday into the state's ongoing civil lawsuit over the scandal show Favre, Bryant, New and former welfare agency director John Davis worked together to funnel at least $5 million of the state's welfare funds toward the building of the stadium. Oh my God, thank you, Ethan. Hi, Ethan. Where are you? I need to get some serious conversation going in here. I get people following randomly, but no one wants to sit and chat about Big Boobs McGee or Brett Favre taking $5 million from the state of Mississippi. Okay, funnel at least $5 million of the state's welfare funds toward the building of this stadium. Now, New has already pleaded guilty to 13 felony counts related to the fraud case, in which nonprofit leaders misspent over $77 million in money that was earmarked to aid people that were actually in need. In the text, Favre reportedly asked New whether any money he'd received for the volleyball stadium can be tracked to its source by media. New said no, saying she understands why Favre would be uneasy about that. Text messages show former Mississippi governor and others helped Brett Favre secure at least $5 million of the state's welfare funds to build a new volleyball stadium at University of Southern Mississippi, where his daughter plays. Messages show that Favre reportedly received a separate $1.1 million in welfare funds to promote the program, with Favre offering to record a few radio spots. Now, Favre has not been charged with any criminal wrongdoing and has reportedly repaid the $1.1 million. He said he didn't know the money he received came from welfare funds. Let's see how much this guy is actually worth. $100 million. $100 million. And he couldn't donate 2, 3, 4 million to help out his daughter's school. You know how many different things are wrong with that? Number one, the fact that he's worth $100 million. $100 million, but will not fund anything out of his own pocket. Number two, $100 million, and he wants help with funding, so he tries to go through the state. He tries to go through the state. Where does he think that money is coming from? The 100 millionaire asking for state funds to be donated for a stadium when he has 100 million. Where did he think they were going to come from? And why does he not think that the money in some way, when given by a state, is not going to affect actual people in that state? Whose money that actually belongs to? Number three, wouldn't it be a conflict of interest for the 100 millionaire to, whether he pays it himself or he raises the money, wouldn't it be a major conflict of interest for him to build or do anything at a school that his daughter attends? You know, it boggles the mind. Also brings up the idea of how greedy it is to ask for donations to build something when you have $100 million in the bank. What is it about people? The more money they get, the more money they do not want to part with, even when it's supposed to be for a charitable cause, when it's supposed to be out of the kindness of your heart that you're doing this. You won't even spend your fucking money. Ah. Ah. Oh. Oh, still pissed, baby. In a world full of Brett Favre's, be a Colin Kaepernick. Hear, hear. Ah, ha, ha. Everything's bigger in Texas. Little piss baby and a sad clown. You know what? I think Favre should be charged with something. They should take a hell of a lot more than 1.1 mil out of him. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Tuh. He should have to pay back all 5 mil. He should have to give the state of Mississippi 5 mil. Hunter Biden latest video, nude water slide riding with hookers at 4K per night Malibu rental. And not once did I get an invite. Well, that's right, Sean Hannity. I'm glad. Oh, God. Attention, public service announcement. Greg Abbott is a little pissed, baby. I believe the car is our national symbol for freedom. Nowhere else in the world can you jump in a car and hit the roads for a cross-country trip. It's why the left hates cars. My freedom. Yep, you can tell. There are the Oakley sunglasses. Or should I say the Oakley knockoff sunglasses. Oh my God. Confrontation at Christopher Columbus statue.
I can give you my business card, sir, if there's a problem.
You're embarrassed. You're embarrassed. You're embarrassed.
So what do you think about how Christopher Columbus cut off the hands of people who didn't bring him enough gold?
They were savages back then.
This guy just needed it. Sir, can I have my bike back? Sir, let me have my bicycle.
He can say whatever the fuck he wants, patriot. That's the sidewalk you're on, not your property. And that bike isn't your property either. Dude, and you know what the caveat is? Is that in a situation like this, he would actually be well within his rights to knock your ass out. Putting your hands on him, putting your hands on his property, while telling him he can't say anything in public. You know, these people are so fucking stupid, they don't understand how fucking stupid they are. They just don't understand anything.
I didn't touch you, man. Well, no one did that. Is this a prank? I need a leave. I still got, okay. She threw some of my stuff. I held fine. I'm so sorry. She wasn't sorry when she cut in line. Something naked. Oh, I just asked her if she saw anyone in line. That's a deal.
Now that bitch needs to be forcibly removed. And you know, it's shit like that that makes it more difficult for women to come forward when they actually are raped or attacked. This is what you bring up at a Walmart checkout line because you tried to cut in front of people. This bitch right here, man. Oh, I saw this one. Ew. Gross. Why are people reluctant on the Republican side to criticize Donald Trump? It's a number of things. Unlike many people in politics, if somebody criticizes him, he turns around and punches them in the face. Okay?
Wabe?
Best I can do is Craig Abbott is a little piss baby. Too late for damage control, folks. When the crowd holds up their fingers again at the Trump rally tonight to give the QAnon sign, security moves through them and has them put it down. Yeah, we know. We need to reban assault weapons. In Iran, if a 12-year-old girl is raped and impregnated by her father, she must carry that baby to term or be thrown in prison for life. Wait, no, sorry, that's Alabama. Oh, shit. Go get him. So the teacher gives the phone back. More AI pics of piss baby. Are you saying Greg Abbott is a little piss baby? I am, and I'm tired of pretending he's not.
And he says you're a racist motherfucker. Kick your fucking ass. What? Wait. Told me you feel I didn't. Fuck, okay. I said, okay, that's fine. Next thing you know, the basketball come out, and now you're on the floor. So I came up to you and I was like, I thought you were sick with Wayne. Now you're not sick anymore. If I came at you, you know it.
Okay, whatever. Greg Abbott's a little pissed baby. A move both ballsy and sincere. Tonight, a 19-ish-year-old in the bar very nicely asked me if I could give them a refund on a vodka Coke because they realized they were getting really drunk and drinking it would be a bad idea. A move so ballsy and sincere I couldn't possibly refuse. I thought in all U.S. states you must be at least 21 years old in order to purchase alcohol. I'm one of the dozens of people worldwide that live in a country that's not America. Okay, judge justifiably freaks out at overzealous prosecutor, dismisses all charges after cop admits to lying on DUI citation.
It's 6:30 p.m. and a long one-day trial has come to an end. That defendant is 46-year-old Lisette Gonzalez. Although a verdict for Gonzalez's DUI charge has already been reached, her attorney makes a final plea to Judge Brett Favre.
Your Honor, not enough evidence to the jury to find juries that could dig into all the appeals arising that should have been done.
During the trial, it was revealed that Gonzalez was never given a breathalyzer or had her blood drawn. Yet, arresting officer Michael Wagner reported that she tested above the legal limit of .08 in his official report. Wagner claimed it was an honest mistake, but observed what he concluded to be intoxication.
I respect this court. Or make the judgment notwithstanding.
The attorney is asking the judge to use his power to overturn the jury's verdict and acquit the defendant. It's a move rarely seen in the courtroom.
This isn't a case of suspension. And so,
It looks like the case is closed, but Judge Shaw has other business with Gonzalez.
Now, this other case was driver license suspended.
2 months after her DUI arrest, Gonzalez was ticketed for driving with a suspended license. Problem is, the only reason her license was suspended was because of the inaccurate paperwork filed by Officer Wagner.
I want to
It was a mistake, and then by Wagner.
He caused her to have a driver license suspended for at least a few months. So you didn't know about that case?
The judge is addressing prosecutor Diana Mears.
Did you hear the other testimony of this officer? Then I want you to take him up on Your Honor. Will you take him up on
The judge has just dismissed the
And where's Mr. Donut? America. Cops at your school sit on lifeguard chairs to watch for fights at lunch.
You know, if you're in
This is Natalia. She's from Russia. Did she hop a plane to get out of the country too? Ew. Another one with this bitch. You want to know how amazing my Iranian siblings are? The government has shut down internet communication on social media networks. They're communicating and organizing in the Sims universe and through chat features on PlayStation and other video games. So, is this gonna ruin my World War Z game? Never mind. I haven't played World War Z in weeks. I haven't played any online games in weeks. Salvador Dali predicted Nero Trump. Okay. Okay, I think he's going first. Ew, don't ruin the genie like that.
Only in Switzerland.
Republicans are coming for your reproductive rights, coming for marriage equality, public schools, books, and contraception. They're coming for your Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid. They're coming for all your freedoms. Who the hell would vote for that? Rick Scott, Democrats want to control every aspect of your life. Republicans want to give power back to you to make your own choices. Yes, because Republicans are famously pro-choice. Piss baby. Piss baby, piss baby.
Portuguese. English. Deutsch. Borboleta.
I say this in my classes. The problem isn't men, it's patriarchy. The problem isn't white people, it's white supremacy. The problem isn't straight people, it's homophobia. Recognize systems of oppression before letting individual defensiveness paralyze you from dismantling them. Well said. Ew, another one. Stop ruining the genie. Updated autopsy report finds Elijah McClain's death was caused by complications of ketamine administration following forcible restraint. First autopsy said the cause was undetermined. Manner of death remains undetermined, not accident or homicide. Do people understand what this means? They assaulted and drugged an innocent young man as he begged them not to hurt him, apologized for throwing up as they compressed his chest, and explained that he was an introvert. We're supposed to contribute this to bad apples. Oh, this is cool. 100 years of Iranian beauty standard. Interesting. So essentially perfectly normal and in line with the rest of the progressive world until the Islamic Revolution of 1979. We get it.
My God, Titanic.
Okay. Anyway, I'm taking a little break, and when I come back, I want to discuss Big Boobs McGee. Alrighty then. So, far be it from me to head to New York Post, but story is pretty much the same. So, a Canadian school board is standing behind a trans teacher who sparked protests after turning up to class with clownish giant prosthetic breasts. The blonde high school teacher went viral after being filmed operating a cut-off saw in class while wearing tight black shorts and balloon-like breasts drooping around the waist in a tight striped top. Other images taken by pupils at the school in Oakville, about 20 miles outside Toronto, showed the same teacher in other outfits with huge nipples protruding from the fake bust. Halton District School Board confirmed that the person getting significant attention online was an Oakville High School teacher. It refused to identify the educator while warning that the wrong person had been named in online reports. Some disturbed pupils have skipped classes held by the Oakville Industrial Arts teacher, who began identifying as female last year. And that's her with the giant big boobs. The kids here most definitely don't think it's normal, but realistically, we can't say anything. But I don't think the school can fire the teacher who still identified as a man last year. There have already been protests and angry complaints. And there she is with the big fake boobs. I do know there have been phone calls made to the school that have not been pleasant in nature. Board was creating a safety plan for the teacher to make sure she is protected and can continue leading classes amid the protests. Protecting gender rights is the stance the school board is taking, and they are standing behind the teacher. The teacher is an extremely effective teacher. All the kids love being in the class. While conceding there had to be some disconnect because pupils recorded the teacher in class. It's clownish, Chowdhury insisted of the teacher's image. It seems sexist to me because of the exaggerated nature of these breasts with nipples protruding. A lot of young women at the school wouldn't just feel uncomfortable, they'd feel mocked. We need you as a teacher to come to school and dress professionally, she stressed. Parents and students are right to be concerned. The situation just isn't normal and shouldn't be allowed to continue. Okay. School board could implement dress code. This is a school, not a circus. Students join protests outside Canadian school where trans teacher with oversized prosthetic breasts as authorities consider introducing dress code to force her to tone down her look. Trans high school teacher in Canada who is flaunting oversized prosthetic breasts will have to tone down her revealing wardrobe if school board members get their way. Now here's the problem. There's nothing wrong with the wardrobe, it's the body underneath that they don't like. Let me tell y'all a story. When I was working at a school, no less, we were taking the kids on a field trip to a baseball game. It had to be over 90 fucking degrees that day. It was not a normal school day. I wore a sundress. And back in those days, I was getting a lot of problems from a lot of other teachers and staff members, and I couldn't figure out why. until that very day when I was told to go home and change because my sundress was inappropriate. And like an idiot, I got in my car and drove 5 miles home to throw a t-shirt on and drive 5 miles back with no gas compensation, no reimbursement for my miles, and to satisfy them with no static rules in place, just was told that morning, you look inappropriate, so you have to drive home and change and come back. And what did I see when I got back before the buses left for that field trip? Another staff member in the exact same fucking sundress I was told to change out of. The exact same dress. A different pattern in a different color, but I could tell she bought it where I did because it was the exact same fucking dress. Now, what was it about her that made it okay, but me that made it not okay? And that's when it hit me. I was a size 4. I had natural 36D breasts, long hair. I was all of 20 years old. This other woman in the same dress was like all the other teachers at the school. Older, wrinkly, dried up, menopausal, mustache. I'll say it outright and I don't care. They didn't tell me to go home and change because my dress was inappropriate. They wanted me to go home and change because they did not like the body underneath the dress. They did not like the hot 20-year-old walking around looking good in a sundress. That's all it was. Right here, there is nothing wrong with what this individual is wearing. Don't look at the freaking prosthetic boobs. Look at the outfit now. She's completely covered. There's nothing wrong with what she's wearing. Absolutely nothing wrong. Any other teacher who dressed like that, there would be no problem. The problem is the body underneath. And it's not even real boobs. It's a prosthetic. So you're not even looking at real tits. Okay, that's what they have the problem with. They don't like the body underneath. And let me tell you something. There are women out there who have a legitimate medical disability. Women's boobs can naturally grow that big. You know, I used to see them on the daytime talk shows. One of these women was even no shit named Chesty. That was her real legal name. She had boobs that big. They were like freaking G cups or something like that. People actually have those body types. They have disabilities. There's all manner of different shapes and sizes. Let's say she wasn't a trans woman, okay? You know, if Kim Kardashian became a teacher, she'd still have that same size ass. She'd still have those same size tits. And what are you gonna do? Bitch at her that she's inappropriate anytime she doesn't wear a fucking muumuu or a trash bag over her body? It's not the outfit. It's not the manner of dress. It's the body underneath. And let's say this trans individual likes the big boob look. Let's say she's a cisgendered woman who had that disability where her boobs were actually this big. What the fuck is she supposed to wear to make you feel better? She'd have to wear a fucking burqa. She'd have to wear a fucking muumuu. She'd have to wear a fucking trash bag over her body to satisfy you. And she's not gonna do that because you don't like the size of her tits. Okay? Just like I stopped doing that. That day at work was the last day I ever let anybody tell me I had to go home and change because I looked inappropriate. Never did I do it again. And if I knew then what I know now, I probably would have sued them for textbook discrimination. Okay? There is no way they're saying it isn't because she's trans. Well, she's trans, and this is the prosthetic she's wearing. That's the prosthetic she likes. And it doesn't matter if they were natural or implants or prosthetics or whatever. There is no way she is going to be able to dress appropriately in a way that will satisfy these people, because the only way you're going to hide honkers that big is if she does cover herself in a trash bag. And nobody should have to do that. Okay? Let me tell you something. When I was in school as a student, I used to legit cringe, physically shudder and cringe around certain staff members and lunch ladies and office workers. I'm not talking big boobs. I'm talking they were so fucking obese. They were so fucking big. This one woman who was like a lunch lady, I think, or an office, I don't even fucking know. I didn't care. Her legs were like 3 elephants in one. Okay, I could feel the blood freezing in my arteries every time I looked at this woman. Okay, she made me physically sick. Looking at ankles that were the size of fucking melons. Looking at these huge fucking legs just rippling with cottage cheese fat, and so she could barely stand upright. She could barely move. I was amazed that this woman could make it into a job every day. Okay, and of course, I never said anything. Nobody said anything, and they couldn't fire her for her weight problem. Okay, but it was disturbing. It was disgusting. Okay, but we don't say anything because that's something going on with her. She's just trying to do her job. And people do come in all shapes and sizes. People do have all different body types and different problems and whatnot. It's really not your business to say anything, which is why we didn't say anything. Okay? And there's really no difference here. All right? It makes you uncomfortable because it's a trans woman wearing prosthetic boobs. Okay? It's very sexual to you. And sex makes you uncomfortable. We get it. Unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to tell somebody they're not allowed to wear a prosthetic, especially if they're trans. And I'm glad that the school is backing her up, and there is no way to tell, oh, you're not allowed to wear tight shirts. Are other people allowed to wear tight shirts? You didn't say anything about any of them. Sorry, once again. There is no shirt she could wear that's not going to be snug on her. And you cannot tell one person they cannot wear something unless you tell all of them they can't wear something. Like with the sundress. That was the last time I ever let my employer dictate to me what I'm allowed to wear. And I'm glad that the school is backing this teacher up. Because, you know, welcome to real life. I had to put up with watching a woman the size of 3 elephants put together waddle around any minute, covering my mouth in disgust, thinking she was going to keel over or her legs were going to break under her own weight. I didn't say anything. So you're not going to say anything. Just too bad. I don't know. I'd like to see how this plays out, but I'm glad that the school is standing behind her. You know, I wasn't this big. I was still a D cup, not this big though, and I got shit. All right, so I know what it's like. And I know that this lunch lady or office worker or whoever it was when I was a kid probably had a lot of insecurity over her extreme obesity. And she continued to come into work, and I gave her credit for that. You know, you have to, because that's her business. That's her deal. You can't switch out your body parts. You can't switch out what you have, or especially what you want when it comes to your body. And you don't let anybody else do that either. She's supposed to be a really, really great teacher, so I guess that's all that should really matter. If she were 500 pounds and those boobs were real, imagine the lawsuit she'd have if they tried to tell her she couldn't dress the way she wanted to. This is what I'm talking about. It's not just about her being trans. It's not just about a prosthetic. It goes beyond that. So, I don't know. I will be back in a bit. See you guys.